Hey, it's Vicky, the Divine Nomad here, and it is day 7 of Baton Veda Vlog Every Day in August Challenge. And today I'm going to share with you a story from my childhood that is called The Spider Path. That's the only thing I can say about it. So there is one day, I won't even give a whole bunch of rigmarole on it, but there is a path between where I live, so the path is here, I live here, and then on the other side of that path is the elementary school, the sports park, and the mall, right? So one day I asked my mom if I could go to the movies, and she said yes, you can go to the movies as long as you stay on the sidewalk. So what that means is to walk on the sidewalk means that you walk in the sun, that you walk on the street side of the highway so everybody kind of sees you. It's lit up, it's not isolated. But I actually went with my cousin, and we kind of got caught up. We went to the store and talked somebody into buying us some wine coolers so we could have. And yeah, we were charmers. And mind you, we're like in middle school at this point. So we kind of wasted a whole bunch of time that, you know, we really didn't need to, or we shouldn't have. So by the time we got to the Spider Path, which is basically about a 10 to 15 foot enclosure of a forest that takes you from, basically it's like from the sidewalk, you know, a little bit of grass, and then there's, you know, these trees that kind of keep you from going in, and it's an enclosure. It's literally like a tunnel, but it's a natural tunnel, and everything's covered up. So we've always called that the Spider Path. And I think it's just because, you know, when you walk through, there's always webs in there because nobody really goes through there. So if anything goes unused, spiders come in and kind of take over, right? So, I mean, we're middle school kids at this point, so we've gone through the Spider Path way many times and have never had any issues at all. So even though we told our parents and promised them that we would stay on the sidewalk, we had to say, well, we're late now. If we go this way that we told them we would go, we're not going to make the movie. So we decide to keep it like a secret and not tell anybody, and let's just get through, because the Spider Path is a shortcut. So you walk through the Spider Path, you've cut off a good 10-15 minutes from if you had to go straight through. So we're thinking if we can do that, we'll be fine. So before we walk through, I don't know what, because we had gone through before, something told us we needed to grab some sticks. We was like, oh, just in case, you know, we need to grab these sticks. Now, mind you, we've gone through this thing several times, many times in our lives. But so it just happened to be 2 sticks, one on my side and one on her side. And we both pick up the sticks, and the sticks were like pretty long sticks, had like moss and stuff growing all over it. It was kind of, you know, it wasn't like a, you know, one just flat stick. It had a whole bunch of stuff all over it. Didn't pay much attention to it. And so, you know, we walk in, and as we walk in, all of a sudden the stick moves, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I instinctively drop it, but it doesn't hit the ground. And so I turn around, and of course my cousin's, I guess she's going through the same thing over there, and we turn around, and there is the biggest, I mean bigger than both of us, covering up the entire entranceway that we just walked through, a big ass spider just staring at us, like all 50 some odd eyes are just looking at us, and we just start screaming and backing up. But before we could back up, a whole bunch of spiders just dropped down on us out of nowhere. I mean, just dropping down on us, and we're trying to leave at this point, and the spider grabs me by my, you know, like, you know how you're gonna jack somebody up, it grabs me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I didn't know a spider could do this. But I'm so freaking out at this point, because spiders are just, little spiders are just dropping down on me. I mean, it could have been leaves, but it felt like spiders at this point, and it's just dropping down, everything's dropping down, and we're both screaming, and then all of a sudden I felt something tug on my shirt. Because at this point, I'm looking at the spider, and me and the spider are like eye to eye, eyes to eye, looking at each other. And there's like all this illuminating eyes just like everywhere. And something grabs my shirt. And so, I don't know why, because you think I'm petrified at this point. I look back, and there's this dog pulling on me. And I'm like, oh my God, Lassie's coming to save me. Don't know why I'm thinking Lassie, but I chuckle to this day thinking, Lassie, why would I think Lassie would be the first dog? Lassie was the first dog I thought of. So I'm thinking, yes, Lassie's here to save me. And as soon as I said Lassie is here to save me, it felt like it was like this huge, like, force that was just beating upon me. And as it started beating upon me, the spider dropped me, so I fell back. And as I fell back, all of the other spiders that was on me dropped off of me and scurried away. And so I got up out of there. I'm like still looking at the spider, but I'm kind of shuffling out. And so as I get out, my cousin, she's running out of there too. And so we're like, oh my God. And I'm like, where's Lassie? And she's like, Lassie? And I'm like, yeah, a dog pulled me off. And she was like, girl, I ain't seen a dog. I was like, yeah, because you was focused on the spider. To this day, she doesn't believe that there was this dog in there that kind of helped us out. I don't know what it was, and to this day, we have not told our parents that we didn't go to the movies, because of course by the time we got to the movies, it was too late. We weren't able to get in because we had this experience. But I feel like the experience of the Spider Path was way bigger and better than going to whatever movie. Like I said, I can't even remember what movie it was at this point. But so that's my story, my childhood story, probably the biggest adventure I have ever had as a child. And I just look forward to hearing your feedback, what you think about my story. Was it captivating? Did it move you? What did you think? Please share. Bye-bye.